This is a very, very new feeling for me. Oh my god, even with the lights out. Hello everyone. So happy to see you here tonight. I hope we're getting some good spooks and scares. Since Halloween as a social fest isn't really, happening right now. This is what we're getting instead. I turned my lights off. I only have something to drink. It's already creeping me out. My glasses are fogging up a little bit. Oh my god. Let's see. We will play Home first. That is a game that I have played once. I think like 7 years ago. Hey Davey, hi Jeremiah. I remember liking this game very much. Let's get into it. Yeah, I know. We will play through it in one sitting. The lights are off. Volume is up pretty high for me. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Party! If I remember, this is pretty much the only thing we can do. This and interact with stuff. You thought I was giving you a tour of my place. It's not that interesting and it's not... It wouldn't take that long. It's really just one room. No, this is a game called Home. A spooky, pixelated horror game. That again, I have played before, and it takes like 1 to 1.5 hours to complete. So we will definitely finish this. That house. Where was I? And it does have a creepy atmosphere. There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? I didn't recognize his face. He was still kinda warm. Okay, sometimes you can interact with stuff multiple times to get different results. Oh my god, it was so loud! Holy shit! I even saw the cat. I clearly saw the cat going towards it, and it still startled me. Okay, we can go down. If I remember correctly, this game is all atmosphere. I don't think there's a single, like, jump scare in this thing. But it is already giving me the creeps. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but... Did I open the drawer? Yes. It does, especially like the stepping sounds feel very Clock Tower. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. Looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff, getting my fingerprints everywhere. Well, too late for that now. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man. I had to get out of there. Still another stream tomorrow? Yeah, we play and probably finish Metroid Fusion tomorrow. That man died in the hallway. What was the blood doing here? This is just an extra stream. Hey, business, good to see you. Oh my god, even just the transitions. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. And all I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. There were scribbles of all kinds on random scraps of paper, and notes about some kind of water tower. Did he mean the one by the old train yard? Okay. Seems like to interact with something 2 times is the sweet spot to get different things. Also, look at that wonderful... It's either a portrait of a very crazy looking person or a picture of a tree. That's a door. There's another stairwell down. A thin grey mouse was stuck in the trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Sure. I free the mouse. It's my broccoli portrait. And also, this, I know it's supposed to be a lamp, but this looks like a condom on a stick. I mean, obviously like a giant condom. But still. A collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use, and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? This was an odd place to keep yard tools. What would they have been used for in here? Oh, there's the second one. Yes, it does. Oh, okay, this is the portrait of people. I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Oh my god, that was very loud. It depressed smoothly, like I do every single evening, into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Something must have opened somewhere. This is getting me already, and this is the game that I know. How bad will it be when we get to Return, which I have never played or seen or anything like that. I cannot promise that I will keep the light off the entire time. I am a scaredy cat after all. Did something happen up here? That's the Mr. Dead guy. Just to see if the switch in the picture did something on this floor. It's so... Oh, the sound design, just the steps and your heartbeat as you move. Okay, nothing here. That were the scribbles. Let's go through here. Oh my god! Why was that so loud? An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. How long had this been here, rotting? The man upstairs didn't look like he'd been dead a long time ago. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? No. I figured this was no help to me, so I left it behind. So pretty much all this game is choices. Oh no, that was the picture. Like hundreds and hundreds of choices. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. Had I been sleepwalking again? Was that how I got to that house? Whoa. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. The bathroom was incredibly clean. Every surface had been thoroughly wiped, and nothing seemed out of place. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out. They were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. It seemed odd that the tray had been left there, considering how clean the rest of the bathroom was. I know why I don't play horror games usually. I need a break. I'm like 10 minutes in and I already need a break. Fuck. When I first saw... That was rude. That was rude. The door was taped up. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen. I will turn down the volume. I know it said turn the volume up. We'll turn it down a little bit. I gave the door a hard shove, and to my surprise, it cracked open. I don't know what horror film I'm going to watch. Choosing COVID-19 is quite the horror. I have to read this. Oh, that's awesome, Business Vulture. How long do you think it would take me to complete it? Hey, Sammy, good to see you. I will definitely put it in the middle. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. I could only make out a few of these notes. Keycard. Ochre. I guess locker? Last one, I promise. It didn't make much sense at the time. The smell of old dishes and moldy food was dizzying. Excuse me? I freed the rat, right? Oh, I got an achievement! Apparently last time I played this game I didn't free the mouse. Because now it turned up down there to give me, I guess, a little spook. And I got an achievement called Cause and Effect. That's awesome. Half an hour maybe? I will definitely put it in between the games. We'll play it after home. I'm really looking forward to that. It's awesome that you have it finished. The switch on the wall appeared to have unlocked the door. Oh, okay. Short of choice. Since I did not, you know, put on a costume for Halloween because I didn't have one, I guess the only shirt that was really ever in question was my Predator shirt. It's the Predator, but as Freddy Krueger. Oh, that's awesome business. We'll do it after home. I'm really looking forward to that one now. Also, this is super spooky. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it. Right? Yes. Even monsters enjoy Halloween and dressing up. Exactly. Also, the Predator is freaking awesome. One of my favorite movie monsters ever. I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. There was a ladder going underground, where the box was. A dank smell. Nice. A dank smell rose from the passage. That felt dirty, by the way. Did I climb down that ladder? Yes, I did. Actually, Aliens and Predator. Alien vs. Predator? The first one has some really cool moments in it. The second one's just pure garbage. The first one is like decently entertaining, cheesy popcorn kino with quite nice effects for most parts. My leg hurt like hell as I climbed down that ladder. The tunnel below was even darker, and the smell wasn't getting any better. But I had to get out of there and find my way home. Oh, you've also never seen the Alien movies? What's wrong with people? I'm just kidding, obviously, but we had that exact conversation a couple of streams ago. That people, that Sammy and Coma have not seen Alien, or any of the Alien movies. They are so good. Alien and Aliens are terrific movies. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind and a lot of traffic. Whatever this place was, it was obviously used a lot. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. You've seen Prometheus by accident. That doesn't count. I mean, I haven't seen Prometheus, but from hardcore fans, I know they say that wouldn't count. The guy upstairs. Also, hi, Coma. Good to see you, man. The guy upstairs must have done this, but what was his interest in the water tower? Some of the markings matched the scribbles I saw on the bookshelf upstairs. You should definitely check out Alien and Aliens. They are really, really wonderful movies. Alien is a fantastic horror film, and Aliens is a wonderful action film. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more. Try to find some kind of information. Okay. Oh, I think when there's no new info, the outline is gray instead of white. Or maybe it's just down here, the lighting. No, yeah, this we have interacted with completely, and this is new. A work table, covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? I don't know. No? I didn't even want to touch the thing. Better I left, it was. Better I left it right where it was. Thanks for not sharing those fantastic donuts. Okay, business, I got your message. I'll check it after home. A work table covered in papers. Oh no, I just get the same thing again. I don't want the gun. I really don't want the gun. I don't know what it can do. I don't remember this game well. Again, I played it like 5 or 6 years ago. And I saw another friend play it around the same time. It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out. And illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I don't think I've ever said that word. It means hard to read, I know that, but I've never said it out loud. I could only make out a few letters. I was just Hold on. I was just invited to play Worms. I have to wait before this happens again. Okay. A friend of mine was just sending me a random invite in Steam to play Worms, even though he saw I was playing a different game. I could only make out a few letters. For that completely... My train of thought just went out the window. If a hell... Oh, it's names. Didn't you say it was names? Like Heather... Ralph... I have no clue. Yeah, the Worms friend. I have a friend that I play a lot of Worms with. He's called Henning. None of it made any sense to me. Nothing about Rachel or me was written there. Maybe I needed to keep looking. I thought that one thing could have easily meant Rachel. Early bird gets the worms invite. We have I have a text document where I document how often each of us has won, and I think right now it's something like 61 to 58 for him. There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. Who put them there? Was just some bones? I wondered, what would I have found if I had dug deeper? Okay, so... I can't dig deeper. At least, not now. Some kind of homemade rack, slung together with poorly cut wooden ropes. Holy hand grenade, easy win. It was caked with old blood. Yeah, sometimes it is, if you're good with aiming grenades. Somebody didn't actually use that. Did they? The smell in that room was like old grease and rot. I wasn't getting any closer to finding anything useful. Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. The slight fumes that emanated from the cans made me dizzy. Dude, apparently everything makes you dizzy. It looked like a cage? It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Something wet. That place was getting worse all the time. I knew I had to keep moving. Oh, I thought that was like a shadowy figure. Doesn't that just look like a shadowy figure? It's water on the walls, I guess. Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember... I can't talk today. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing here? Of course he did, Sammy. He saw you while you were here and I was streaming. Don't you remember he made that whole bit that he was standing just on the street over there? Which he wasn't. I want to clarify that. If I was scared before, I was terrified now. Man, well, you didn't write Kappa, and I only take my rhetorical questions with a Kappa. Thank you very much. That's 101 Twitch procedure. I have no clue what I'm talking about. Why were there photos of our house there? And these clothes? Was that why I was there? I checked my back pocket and realized my wallet was missing. Did I come to that house? Did somebody bring me? Okay. I still am. Well, count me as spooked even more. Oh, it's supposed to be bats. That was a freak sound. Oh my god! I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. I don't remember if I jumped down there or found another way. It looked to be a long way. Did I jump down? No. Okay, thank you, Sebby. Maybe there was some other way to get down there without risking any more injury to my leg. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Yes, always take rope. Good adventurers always have rope. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. Excuse me? What? Oh my god. I didn't remember that. Also, hi, skeleton. Behind the wall. That my character can't see, but I... Rope. Lamp oil. Bombs. I had the rope now. There must have been a use for it around around here somewhere. Jesus Christ. I really want to play the Zelda CDI games sometime in the future. The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. Ah, good old Mermaider. Fantastic song. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. The ladder was too high to reach. I must have tried to find a way out from where I was. I hoped I wouldn't see those bats again. Yeah, dude, same. Happy Halloween, Dewbeard! This is fucking scary. And of course I got that business. I'm such a huge fan of Metalocalypse. A bunch of old newspaper wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. I am technically replaying it duo because I played it I think 6 years ago and remember liking it. But I don't remember a lot of it. Dude, stop inviting me to Worms! Excuse me. Jesus Christ. That guy's relentless. I wanted nothing more than to get out of there. Also, last time I had not played it with headphones. Which definitely makes it scarier. My hands tingled from the burn of sliding down that rope. It was lucky I found that. Who knows what would have happened if I had jumped down. Still, It was all I could do to not have rushed out of that awful place. That rack, those terrible tools. What the hell was going on back there? The metal door groaned as I leaned into it, causing my heart to skip a beat at the sound. As I peered ahead into the dark of the next room, I worried that I should have taken the gun that I saw. But me? With a gun? Alright, dude. So cool for you to drop by. I hope you have a wonderful Halloween already. And yeah. Oh, you'll be back soon. Okay, I misread that. And yeah. See you in, I don't know, a couple of hours or so. We just started. What's the worst game I've ever played? Let me pause that. I have no idea. Nothing really springs to mind. I don't think I've played a lot of, like, offensively bad games. Just some mediocre ones. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there. But it was so high up. That must have been a sore landing. My leg ached just thinking about it. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Odd. There was similar dirt on my own shoes. The arrow is going right, but there's this ladder going up. Let's see. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of these bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? From that dirty garbage bag? I don't know, man. But yeah, of course. I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape. But I took it anyway. I did not want to keep digging through this mess. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Oh, exit. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Dude, if I didn't take the gun, I won't take the bloody knife either. I was relieved to leave the filthy kitchen knife right where I found it. I think we have very similar tastes when it comes to that, Davey, but then again, I've never played any one of that. Fuck! Why do I even do this to myself? I know I can't handle horror games. And even something like this, that A is pixelated and B I've played before. God damn it. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I have not played The Town with No Name. I really want to, though. It seems like a lot of, like, good old fun. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Through the dust, I could see handprints from previous use. Probably from whoever worked in these sewers. Okay, 1. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? No, dude, that's not something you should do. I forget that I forget that I can look up sometimes. Okay, that says 1 and 2. Probably the valves. Valve 2. 3 and 4. Couldn't I read this? Apparently not, okay. Okay. I feel like I have to turn these in a very specific order that I don't know. All right, that one was locked. Let's try the exit. Like here, that was the knife. There was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Okay, well... then let's just turn everything, I guess. Right. That's where we came from. That one's locked. I have, like, no memory. Let's just drain all of them. Or does this one say something? No, handprints. Nothing I can work out. Yeah, sure. The valve was still active. Did I turn it again? Sure. The sound design in this game, by the way, is... oh my god. It's really getting to me. Let's just turn all of them. Still active. Okay, I didn't really like that sound. Okay. Too money. I don't know why I tried that door again. I'm really not working right here, guys. Get away from me, you fucking bloody knife. Stop tempting me. Alright. That was a letter. Idiot face. What a nice name you have. Uncle Sam came knocking. Looked like the water drained out of that great in wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Of course I did. Years of playing Zelda have prepared me for taking any key I see. I pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped, I had no idea what it might open. The smell hadn't improved much, and the room was damp. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? I don't know why there's just a big old nut on the poster. The faded paper was yellow and dusty, but there it had obviously been wiped. Off recently. I'm having trouble reading these sentences, man. You could see faint light within. Doesn't the key work? Oh, did the key, maybe the key works for the other door? Nope. These transitions are such a great and simple way to make this entire experience more immersive. Every time a door opens or I'm going up a ladder and the screen then just slightly lights up again, I'm just expecting something to be there that scares me. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. I couldn't help but wonder if someone was watching me from the other side. I hope not. I found another dead body. A sewer worker. He was a mess, but he looked like he'd been stabbed. Wouldn't that make you look like a mess? I could see a keyring that had fallen out of his pocket. Did I take it? Sure. I worked up the nerve to snatch the keyring away and put it in my own pocket. I was feeling even more sick from seeing another dead man. I didn't want to get any more blood on my clothes. So now we have a keyring. I used the keyring to unlock the door. The shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized, though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I found was the one that was missing from the shelf. I wondered what was on the tape and why it was thrown out. Ah, the real scary thing. Outdated technology. There was a dusty VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on the VHS tape I found. Yes, I played it. Excuse me? The video oh no. The video showed a man right there in the sewers being attacked. The tape looked fuzzy and stretched, like someone had tampered with it. Ah, CRT! It looked like there could have been two men. Two men. I couldn't stand to watch that video again. Well, let's go through the other door. Business, goddammit. I tried a bunch of the keys on the keyring I had found on that sewer worker, and one of them seemed to fit. A collection of stale liquor bottles covered the floor. And also freaking static noise. Ow. That room didn't seem like much of a place for drinking. What was the point? Killer. The wall was littered with dozens of old faded papers. Whoever did this was obsessed with some local murders. According to some of the clippings, bodies had been found in ravines, in the forest, and in one case, dumped in the back of an abandoned truck. I couldn't be sure, but I thought some of these same articles had also been pasteled up back in those tunnels. Did that sewer worker find this room? Is that why he was killed? A faded receipt was half trampled on the floor. It was from the local train station and was for 2 tickets. I didn't know what use it could be, but did I keep the receipt? Okay. I neatly folded the soiled receipt and slipped it into my pocket. Oh, this way. No, not this way. What am I thinking? This way. Fuck me! Oh man, that gave me literal goosebumps. I hope you all like what you see, because man, I am suffering for it. Oh god. Oh man. Alright, Davey. Hope you have a wonderful dinner. I have no clue how long this is going to be, but we'll see. I'll be streaming for a while unless I get a fucking heart attack. This must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Clever. But why go through all the trouble? The ascent was slow. My leg ached, but I felt a desperate need to escape. The thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen? I hate that there's no sound right now. Was it the same person that hid all those newspaper clippings away in that locked room? As I reached the top of the ladder, part of me hoped I would never know. I pushed aside my thoughts as I struggled with the ledge above me. And as I swung up the cover to make my escape, got the scent of fresh pine trees. The lid had fallen on the entrance there and was stuck shut. Nice door sound effect. Oh man. Thankfully, Halloween is only one time a year. An old ladder leading up the ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Sure. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Something here? Well, let's climb it. Hey, the bats! I just have to be confident. I have to say, okay, you know what? This is my water tower now. I own this. Nothing can scare me when it's mine. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Sure, mine. Everything's mine now. That water tower's mine, that wallet is mine. The wallet was missing ID or cards, but it had a bit of cash left in it. My cash too. I slid it into my back pocket and wondered where my credit card and driver's license were. Did I put this up here? Or was somebody else carrying it? From the railing I could see over the woods and down to the entrance of the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. It was getting cool up here, and I shivered with an uneasy sense of what was to come. How did I get home from here? Also, that, scratch on that wall there doesn't look so great. Or how this is broken. Sammy, I'm like peeing. Did you see the eyes? Did you guys see the eyes? Fucking hell. They're in there! Fuck you. Let's just go. 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 Fuck me. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. Business, I don't like that. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chilly. Oh, I could go for some chili right now. There, they are. They're probably going to pop up there. They are just 2 pixels. I mean, but still. Still creeping me the fuck out. No PP pauses soon. I promise you it won't be much longer. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. You know what? Let's do it now. I'm just going to take the bathroom break now for Sammy's sake as well as my own sake. I could definitely just use a breather. I'll be right back. Okay. I put on a little light behind my monitors. Because I really can't have it that the room is totally dark. There's another door there. And one here. Cool. Snack time. Oh, I wish I had some snacks. Snacks would fill the void that these horror games are leaving in myself. An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... Wait, what were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I picked up might match these. But of course not, this station had been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newer station that opened up on the other side of town, after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher looking paper, covered in tiny notes, scribbles and diagrams. It looked like someone had been leafing through the old ledgers, looking for something. A name, perhaps? Oh boy. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course! The map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked. And the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? The sorry condition for that place seemed sad somehow, also ominous. Hey, welcome back, Sammy. You only missed, like, the ticket thing. Which didn't really do anything, I guess. In the torn opening of that ruined train were heaps of dirt and stale water. At the bottom I thought I saw a scrap of cloth. As I looked closer, I could see that it was definitely some kind of nylon. Maybe a windbreaker or something other outdoor clothing? There was too much of a mess on the ground to see any kind of footprints. But someone, or something, had definitely trod a regular path. I don't like that he specified something. The wind was biting through my thin clothes, and I wasn't sure what else to make of the place. Okay. So I guess I'm done here. No door there. Oh boy. Hey business, did you put some spooky sound effects in your text adventure? Cause I sure hope you didn't. I came from the right. Right? Yeah, I did. Oh, I can walk behind this tree, but not the other ones. That seemed weird to me. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled. I'd scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various camping sites and walking paths within the wood. Oh, I'm sorry. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see it clearly. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering the dark forest. I would be as nervous as I am right now. Oh no. I lied, it's lunchtime. Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yeah, it's mine. That was a crazy weird sound effect that sounded like cocking a gun. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Oh. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Now with going through these bushes, Sammy, I too have no orientation. Like there are 3 things right. Uh-huh! You wanna have some piece of this? Please leave me alone. There was a fire pit here. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Was someone else out in those woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Oh, whoops. What to do with this? 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. No! Not the beer! Most scary thing, spilled beer. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry. But why? The cheap dome tent slept 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls. 2 backpacks and a cooler. I shone? Is that right? I mean, I guess it is. I felt like I kept rooting through the campsite. Someone would walk. I hope not. Someone there? I'm legitimately terrified. Oh, building. No, 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 no. Don't what? Don't bonk? Don't bonk. The grimy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There wasn't much in the way of clean water there, but the sink did work. I don't know what I hate more, when it gets totally silent or when there's sound. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. Oh, and now my timeline just refreshed, and even that scared me. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? No, it seems kinda heavy. I didn't see the point in carrying that hunk of wood around. Exactly. I didn't go through here, I guess. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. God, I hope so. I didn't know who was camping back there, but I couldn't bear to stick around to look for them. That's 100% true, game. I just wanted to get out of there. Also 100% true. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Same! Finding that campsite had been strangely unsettling. I couldn't imagine why anyone would abandon their site in the middle of the night, especially in that dark forest. I was relieved, at least, to finally be out of there. Even now, as I peered through the dense trees, I could see cracks of light and a bit of the land beyond. I must have been getting closer to town. But where exactly was I? Oh, those are my steps, okay. Me no likey. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a mechanist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind? Don't you do this shit to me. Oh, those sounds. Fucking hell. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around, like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the door and spread around. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. It didn't look like the power was on yet. Oh yeah, sure. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on that line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and again. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Our old rake table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Odd. It seemed like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. They weren't as dusty as the rest of it. The door had been hastily boarded up. Fucking scary games, man. Why would anyone like this? This was Norman's locker. The door was dented, like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when he worked there. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I had all lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Huh, a power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Did I push it? Oh, I don't like that sound effect. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Yes, I want to unboard that door. As I took the hammer, I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. Okay, yeah, I did that. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Yes. Again, it sounded like I cocked a gun. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. And another one. Yeah, the sound effect of the card getting in, it sounds, cocking a gun is this, the chick chick. It has nothing to do with that other definition of cock. I struck with a hammer. The old wooden boards came apart easily. Better than gunning up? Never mind. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. Oh. This was my locker, there in the factory. It stank of booze. There was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. It reeked of the sour stench of leftover liquor. I hate the sound of these steel doors. I hate it so much. But I mean, we are playing this to get spooked, so... I guess we're doing the right thing. Was I in here? Oh no, apparently I wasn't. Actually, I mean, in all actuality, this game is very, very well made. And it was one of my first Steam reviews because it had mixed reviews when I saw it and after I played it, and I was like, nah, dude, I need to give this game a positive review. It deserves it 100%. Hey, Dragon Rider, good to see you, man. Happy Halloween. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out, and the face was unrecognizable. That woman's photo. I knew I had to get back to Rachel to find out what happened. Your negative review of No Man's Sky shortly after launch. I actually made a couple of Steam reviews. The keycard I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the keycard? Yes. Oh. These sound effects. I know they're coming and they still get me. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Not yet. I don't like this. The door had somehow locked itself again. There was no keycard slot on this side. Well, fuck me then. Fuck me in my leg. You did. Well. Ow! Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. Yeah, obviously. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily, and it was hard to make out. Did I try to read it? Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out, with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need. Norman. Who was Norman writing to? The bottom of the ventilation hatch hung open. It was pretty high up. I wasn't sure if anyone could have got back up there. I mean, I sure so. They drank Norman. Looked like I had to press on. That room at the top of the plant. The one with all the bottles. It was really getting to me. Yeah, dude, me too. Like, it's every single room in this game. Maybe I was just distracted. No, it's scary. It's legit scary. Who went up there and used that room? As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where I was going. Oh, I didn't even want to leave the factory. I didn't do the thing with the electricity, but I guess I'm done now. My head ached terribly, and my leg was a mess. Oh yeah, I am slower. Also, there's someone following me. I know it seems like if you're not with... they're gonna drink me too. If you don't listen to it with headphones, it seems like it's just my footsteps. But the higher ones, the more like moist, like wood, forest type floor ones are actually coming to the right, so behind my character. Let me just get out of here. And now they're gone. Don't you guys drink me, I'm not delicious. Norma drinks 69. The garbage bin was disgusting mass of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin, greenish porno poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Sure. Why so spoopy? Because Halloween! And thankfully, Halloween is only once a year. So I only have to play scary games once a year. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet, next to my credit card. Yeah, today... Do you not know that today is Halloween? Did somebody steal this from me? I wondered why they would have even stashed it there. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Of course I knew, yeah, I mean, sure. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. Also, it's Reformationstag, yeah. It's Day of the Protestant Reformation, which is why I didn't have to work today. Which was great. It was oddly quiet, except for the faint sound of a television. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. Looked like I couldn't just pop it open. It needed a key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Don't like that. You know the scary sounds are coming from the left, so let's go right first. What the hell? One of Rachel's old autumn coats hung on a rack. That was Norman's bedroom, wasn't it? What was this doing here? A speck of something dark and wet stained one of the sleeves. There was a well-maintained... I can't read today. There was a well-maintained gun cabinet here in Norman's room. I didn't know much about guns, but it looked like he kept a few hunting rifles. I knew Norman hunted occasionally, but I didn't know him to be such a collector. Also, this is Norman's bedroom. There's a coat rack here, a painting, whatever those are, and a gun cabinet. What a nice bedroom interior. I really like what you've done with your bedroom. I especially like how there's no bed. There's blood. This is super loud. What was this? It looked like a pulse chain hanging from the ceiling. I wondered where it led. Yeah, sure. I gave the chain a single tug, and a simple folding ladder to the attic popped up. He sleeps on the ground like a real man. The TV still flickered some indecipherable channel. Can I fucking turn it off? I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but that glow just gave me the chills. Dude, fucking turn it off! Oh, there's Norman. Oh no, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my co-worker and one of the few friends I had in this town, lay dead beside his armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he'd been killed trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, what was Rachel doing here? Why did you have her coat? Maybe you deserve better. You probably did. Did I close his eyes? Yes. Okay. I closed his eyelids down, shuddering as I did so. I wasn't sure if wanted to give him peace. I guess I wasn't sure if I wanted to give him peace, or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. No more, man. I hope to hell Rachel had nothing to do with this mess. Well, let's all go to the attic. Creepy, creepy attic. Several nooses are on the ceiling. There was a large cardboard box that hadn't been sealed. I opened up the old cardboard box and wasn't entirely surprised by what I saw. There were more of Rachel's things. I was too quick. My trigger finger was too fast. Photos, shoes, even that old radio I gave her. Why, Rachel? What were you doing here with Norman? I just couldn't believe it. My head ached with everything that was running through it. Also, dude, you didn't open the cardboard box, you've destroyed it. Looks like they didn't drink all of them. No, just the delicious part. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. I'd never been to Norman's place before. At least, I didn't remember ever doing so. Dude, you'd know where his bedroom was, where there wasn't even a bed in it. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? Fuck it at this point. I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. There were takeout containers and food scraps. Looked like Norman was eating for 2. Ha! That fat bitch. What? Also some nice pixelated lemons, or maybe that's bread, or maybe that's butter. I have no clue. I guess I can use the hairpin to pick the lock? Oh no, it's quiet again. I used the hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. This time I was ready for the sound. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. He probably ate Rachel. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. Oh yeah, look at that fat stack of travel magazines. I wondered if someone had robbed the place before killing Norman upstairs. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. What was the matter, Norman? Cheated on your hydro bills too? Oh, damn the shade! There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Of all the postcards, that one seemed to be the most popular. There were only a few ones left. I'm sitting very tensely, by the way. I have to crack my back in. It's not good for my posture. These freaking horror games. That night continued to take horrible turn after horrible turn. It'd been weeks since I last seen Norman, but to find him like that. Who could have done that to him? Seeing that dusty box of those old clothes was a shock. How long had they been there? And what was Rachel doing at Norman's place? I felt like I had only discovered more questions, no answers. But I was close to home. It was time to find out the truth. Dude, Dragon Rider, don't even say stuff like that. I'm so tense already. This wasn't the right gate. You should be expecting it. I am expecting it the entire time. Okay. God damn it, that only led me back. I should have gone to see if I found anything more. So many people are throwing away their old, like, antenna TVs. The neighborhood's local postbox. A letter was sticking out, as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I take a look? Sure, at this point, who even cares? The envelope was addressed to Norman. There was no return address, but the handwriting looked familiar. I took a deep breath and tore open the package. Norman, I'm sending this to you in a letter because I'm afraid to tell you this in person. What we did, well, it was wrong. My husband isn't an easy man to be with, but he is my husband and your friend. I need some time to sort this out, away from both. And away from you both. I'm going away for a while. I'm going to tell him, Norman, so don't you think you can hold that against me. Maybe we'll work it out. I'm not sure I even want to, but he deserves at least that much. Goodbye. Well. Wrong gate again. The Banished Inquisition. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I was expectant, but also afraid. Oh. Well. Should have looked around more. There's blood. Oh, the sound effect. I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Yeah, dude, same. The house was painfully quiet, except for that droning noise that, oh my god, is in both of my ears. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door. The power was off. The power's always off. Oh my god. Game, please. I remembered having breakfast here, on this very table. Was that yesterday? Or sometime before? The table was clean. It hadn't been used any time recently. Can you guys even understand me when the pink noise is coming in? It's so loud. It's so loud. The door to the basement was locked. Where had I put the damn key? Yeah. There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. Oh, okay, then it's okay. It's so loud in my ears, though. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, it said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though I needed to see if Rachel was here. Dude, do you really? Door was stuck shut. There was an old-fashioned keyhole underneath the handle. It's so loud. It's really getting under my skin. I had found the last missing piece from my wallet. The old photo of Rachel and I stared back at me, reminding me of better times. It didn't make me feel terribly comfortable. Did I keep it anyway? Yes. I replaced the photo in my wallet, feeling like I had got part of my life back. Still, the image made me uneasy. Why had I thrown it away? Our television. I had purchased it before I knew I was going to lose my job. I felt pretty guilty about it afterward. But by then it was too late. Rachel was pretty angry about that, I realized. But we also have the condom lamps. Nice. At least we weren't ridiculed in our neighborhood because we didn't have the, like, top-end lampshade that everyone has. I didn't want to do this. Our hallway mirror had been smashed, its pieces scattered around the floor. Couldn't really make myself out anymore. I wasn't sure I wanted to. It is so very loud. My laptop had been left on, and only had a tiny bit of power left. On the screen was a website about the old water tower. There was a key in the top drawer of my desk. Did I take it? Yes. I pocketed the key. The laptop was warm. It had been running for a while. You know what happened now? This game is like very vague and ambivalent about its story. There are so many things you can interpret it. So many ways you can interpret it. And also I didn't like find anything, everything. But I think it's really cool how this game tells its story. Our sink, which needed to be replaced. One of the taps always stuck, but I hadn't got around to fixing it yet. That old house was charming, for sure, but it wasn't always easy. We were lucky enough to get a house with one of those wonderful old claw-footed bathtubs. It seemed impractical at times, but it was part of what made that house home. You go through a house and messes with your eyes and mind. Can't remember the name. Amnesia? Would be my first guess. The books there were half mine, half Rachel's. Hey, now that I looked more closely, it looked like the man in that house had some of the same books as I did. One book in particular seemed a bit odd. I remembered owning it, but not that edition. My wife's, Rachel's suitcase was sitting on the bed. It was closed, but I had a feeling what was in it. Did I open it? Yes. Inside Rachel's suitcase were a few days worth of clothes, some personal effects, and a train ticket. As I stared at the ticket, I could feel myself flush with anger and resentment. The date and time matched the receipt I had found. Rachel, why? Were you really going to run away with Norman? Was I really such a monster? What's that really old school horror game? Like PS1. Something with darkness. Is it called Eternal Darkness? Or PT. PT is also super creepy. The door was stuck shut. Yeah, right. Didn't I get a key? I unlocked the basement door. There were old Christmas decorations in the box. I couldn't even remember our last Christmas. Oops. The garbage bags were stuffed with old paint cans and supplies. There was a dirty old key here. Did I take it? Yes. I took the small key and tried to remember what it unlocked. Looked like there was plaster and an old trowel in there too. Let's open that door first. Before we continue in the frickin' basement. The grimy key I had found in the basement unlocked the door. It looked like the room had been tossed around. The furniture was a mess. Did somebody break in here? There was an old crowbar on the floor. Did I need to take the crowbar? I love how every time it presents you with a question, it's the how it's like worded, how it's phrased is different. So, did I need to take the crowbar? I didn't really take that, did I? And sometimes just, did I do that? Did I do that? I lifted the heavy crowbar. I appreciated its weight. sentence that no one has said about me. Let's go back to the basement. There were old clothes, tools, and other things we obviously hadn't thrown out yet. We had way too much junk. Did I break through the wall with a crowbar? With a heave, I swung the crowbar at the wall. I smashed a hole large enough to step through. This is the part I remember, by the way. As I stepped through the broken wall, my breath caught in my throat. This was it. Was Rachel down there? Was she okay? Dude, people behind like constructed walls are rarely okay. Sorry to tell you. Don't look. It says don't look. Cask of Amontillado vibes. Yeah, definitely. A filthy-looking pile of rags had been dumped in the corner. The stench of them was awful. It made my eyes water. Pineview Drive was the name of the game. That doesn't ring a bell. I was terrified to even touch the pile, to see what lay within. But I knew I had to. I had come this far. After all this searching, after all I had seen, when I looked within the rags, did I finally find my Rachel? So you have control over whether Rachel is in here or not. What are we saying? I don't want to do this decision alone. What are we saying? Yes or no? No, yes. Anyone else want to chime in? Otherwise we have one no, one yes. That doesn't really help me. No. Okay. No. Oh no, I don't like this. The rags were wet, matte, covered in dirt and grime. But inside that tattered mess was no sign of my beloved wife. Rachel wasn't there. I looked around in confusion, trying to figure out what to do next. If she wasn't there, where was she? What had I been searching for this entire time? I remembered the look on Rachel's face when I came home. Didn't I? Then the awful realization hit me right in the gut. I had been looking at this the wrong way, hadn't I? This is what you've been trying to tell me all along, isn't it? I couldn't find Rachel here. I couldn't find Rachel there, and I won't find her anywhere else because I am so scared. She was never there at all, was she? I stumbled back upstairs, the pain in my leg just a dull ache now, and sat down in my bedroom. My mind was spinning, and the ache I felt before was near crippling. Finally, I could no longer fight the exhaustion, and as I tried to grab hold of something that would make sense of all of this, I must have drifted off. He is Rachel. I guess these books were all actually mine then. My head was pounding. It was my wallet, within its contents intact. Either I dropped that stuff, or somebody else did. Maybe I was sleepwalking again, or maybe somebody stole it from me. Norman's store, that forest, the water tower. Was I at those places before? Yes. I didn't see how it could have happened any other way. I must have been the one to lose my wallet and its contents. But what does that mean? Oh, this is the bedroom. Okay. He is Rachel. So I remember the first time I played this game, I definitely chose yes. In the shards of that broken mirror, I could see my face, gaunt now, hollow and sickly. Ooh, maybe this is a Dark Souls game, and immensely troubled. What other illusions had I dreamt up? What other truths were waiting to be exposed? Had this mirror been broken in the struggle? Or by some other way? It was the keycard I found in the factory. The one that allowed me to slip through that door. It seemed to me that it was probably Norman's. But if that was true, what was he doing back at the plant? Did I think Norman was going back to the factory? Sure. It must have been him. He must have been using the old locker room. The laptop had finally run out of power. How long had it been left running? In the dirty, faded glass, I looked like nothing more than a faint shadow. There was only one set of toiletries by the sink. Toiletries? Oh, bathroom equipment stuff, I guess. I used to tell myself that Rachel was the one who wanted to keep the tub. When was the last time I showered? I smelled awful. Dude, rude. Toy lotteries, yeah. It was the letter I had taken from the postbox. It had gotten a bit wet in the rain. But if... well, who wrote that letter then? Who was Norman seeing? Oh no, Norman. If I was wrong about Rachel, then what about him? Did I do that horrible thing about him? Did I do that horrible thing to them? Did we kill Norman? Help? I need help. No. Yes, business just straight up, always yes. Yes, okay, yeah, we did. I must have, but why? Did we fight, or was I tricked into thinking he was sneaking around with, well, with Rachel? What was happening to me? I had that old TV for so long, I don't know if I could ever replace it. It was a piece of junk, but I really couldn't afford anything newer. So now we just have an old TV. The new TV is gone. Yeah, I think that's the interpretation that most people go with Dragon Rider. And it certainly is a strong point to take, but it's not the only thing. Not the only interpretation this game has to offer. My old office safe sat on the floor. It used a digital passcode lock. What? It used a digital passcode lock. Did I try to open it? Yes. 555. Oh no! Whoops, I'm sorry. I don't even know what I hit. Oh, I hit 5, of course. I'm an idiot. Oh no, those are my scene switch. Those are my scene switch buttons. Okay, can we go with... Nice business. Isn't even 8 digits? It isn't even 8 digits. It's So I guess we go, boo. Boobies. Yeah, Koma, you're smarter than I. As per usual. Can I just... No, that wasn't it. Damn it. It wasn't boobies. Damn, I couldn't remember. Oh, second bedroom, I guess. I also never really... Oh, my mouse is on screen, sorry. I also never really used those shortcuts to switch scenes. I don't even know why I have them anymore. Oh, I was here already. Ask me about guitar notes. It seemed like I had seen all there was. Maybe I thought I was ready to go back into the basement. No? I'm not? The pile of mail on the floor I now saw was addressed to me. Bills, credit card offers, a letter from the bank. They were all addressed to me. By the looks of it, I hadn't collected the mail in over a week. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Did I leave and say goodbye to that nightmare forever? No, I'll go back to the fucking basement. I didn't deserve to go. Not just yet. I know I have to go back into the basement. I mean, apparently I don't have to. But I will. How many breakfasts had I eaten there completely alone? Come to think of it, I didn't think I had even had guests over. Let's get into the basement. Oh, the Christmas decorations are gone. That was like an extra box, wasn't it? Or was it this one? The wall was cracked and pitted. I was told by an inspector the basement had been partially filled in before I bought the house. But by the look of that wall, I was going to need to fix the foundation. Everything smelled musty and old down there. Well. I guess now I leave? I guess I'll leave now. That was it. With Rachel gone, I couldn't stand to be in that house a moment longer. Yes. Since I had arrived in town, things had been difficult. Working in the plant, though, had been good for me. It kept me in line, gave me something to do, and helped me get away from my past. When the factory closed, everything changed. I guess that was when I had started sleepwalking, disappearing for hours at a time. Drinking was probably just a way to deal with that. It was almost as if I was trying to beat my brain at its own game. Things stopped making sense sometime after that, and my memories of what happened are still in flux. I suppose that was when Rachel came along. This night had been the worst of my entire life. Would it even be possible to bounce back from everything that had happened? Everything I'd seen? You know, in a way, I almost wish I hadn't even woken up tonight. It would have spared me a lot of pain. For starters, the man I had found in that old place. Who had killed him, and why was I even there? After making it out of those tunnels, I thought those sewers might feel safer. I was wrong. The security tape I had watched showed someone being attacked by what looked like two people. But who was it that was attacked? And what had I been doing at Norman's place, or even in that old forest? It didn't look good, that's for sure. Had I been responsible for what happened there? What did you think? Was I guilty? Or was I just mad? The forest, especially, was a difficult maze. and I would rest easier if I never saw its like again. It was clear, at least, that Norman had been going back to the old plant. Had he been the one to seal up that room? Was he drinking up there, alone? I had thought perhaps he had something to do with that dead guard. But now you've got me all mixed up. I'm not even sure what makes sense anymore. I had to catch my breath to take it all in. At each point until the factory, things had only gotten worse. But then going to Norman's store, that's where the confusion and doubt started to set in. That's when my perspective on all of this really started to change. Norman, you bastard. I had killed you, and it was clear to me now why. You had taken Rachel from me. You were going to take her away altogether. In the end, you got what you deserved. But as painful as all of that was, oh no, I couldn't bear to think about it again. After all I had seen and done, finally coming home was supposed to be the end of this entire ordeal. I had no idea, though, that it was only the beginning. When I had first stepped through the kitchen door, the silence had been unnerving. But to think that I went through all of that completely unaware of what I would discover. Had I killed Norman thinking that he and... well, that there was something going on? Everything that I held dear and true was now spinning around me. I had nothing to ground me, nothing to give me purpose or even the faintest hope of reason. Without Rachel, without what I thought was Rachel, I was lost forever. As the door swung open, I could smell damp grass and the closeness of the air. After everything, it felt like I had more questions than answers. You made me see the truth. I give that to you. But now I was completely lost. You took away the only thing that had kept me going. I was sure word would get out, and soon enough the police would come looking for me. And what then? Would you be there to show me the way? What will I do then? That was intense. That was so intense. This game is so intense. That was a good ass game. It really, really is. And this game has a ton of possible endings and a ton of different things to find and to do that I didn't even do. And I didn't even do in my first playthrough. I know in my first playthrough, I decided that I found Rachel's body. And I took the gun in the sewers. And I think I shot myself at the kitchen table. And that was my end. Share your story. Yeah, I think there used to be like a site that, like a link that you could only access from the end credits of the game. Where people could post their theory. And apparently Benjamin Rivers has changed this up. But there are a lot of theories about this game. This is a really, really wonderful game. I can only urge every single one to give this game a shot themselves. It's not expensive. It's like, I think it's like $5 on Steam. And it's really, really good. And there are so many different endings to check out. Oh boy. And it's intense. It's intense. It's just a bunch of pixels. And it gets you. At least it gets me. What a fantastic horror game. It really is fantastic.